So you are from Bangalore, right? So you are from Bangalore.
Sorry?
You are from Bangalore.
No, no. I'm from Madhya Pradesh,
Oh, Madhya Pradesh. Which place?
Gwalior.
Oh, great. So we are near to that place.
Okay, okay. Okay, let me share my screen. Let me open Power BI. Are you able to see my screen, guys?
Yes, sir. I am able to see.
Okay, fine. Okay, so today we will practically see how we can connect with the data sources. Like firstly, before creating report, we need to basically connect with the data source. And in previous session, I already mentioned we may have different sources like SQL Server. So not, I'll say OLTP basically, because in OLTP comes with them like multiple database, like it may be SQL Server, Oracle, and MySQL, and then any file like CSV, Excel, PDF, any cloud services like Azure, AWS, and online services. So let's practically see how we can connect with the data sources. So I'm assuming you must have installed the Power BI desktop. For that, I have already shared the video with you. So once you install, you will here find the Power BI desktop like this, and you will click on Power BI desktop. After that, this Power BI desktop will open, and it look like this. Okay, so in the left hand side you have three, tab. First is report view, which is by default showing, and if you see here in the right hand side, so we have different visuals, so you can select visuals from here whenever you create a report. And this is the format your report page. From here you can format your report page. So this is coming white right now, white background. You can change your canvas background, so I'll show you later on this part. Okay, and here if you see this values, so you can drag and drop here. As soon as you click on any visual, so it will change depend on the like which visual you are using. So it will change the x y axis or legend depending on the visual you are choosing. Okay, so once you load the data, your data would be here, your data set would be here. Okay, it may be multiple data source and it may be single data source depending how you are selecting. Okay, so first important part is connecting with the data source. So to connect with the data source, if you see here, get data Excel workbook, if you need to connect with the Excel, so you can directly click on it, so you can connect with the Excel. If you need to connect with the SQL server, again you can directly connect with it, like you will click on SQL server, then you need to pass the connection string. Okay, so let me show you the different options. So for that, I'll click here on get data. So click on home and get data and more. See, it is showing all the options. So if you select all, it is showing all the option: Excel, CSV, folder, Parquet, or database, Google BigQuery, whatever like Power BI provide at this moment. Okay, but if you find to see specific, so let's say file related, so you can click on file. You will able to see all the file related sources. And let's say if you want to see database related, you can click on database, then you will find different databases. See, SQL Server, Access, Oracle, IBM, MySQL, Postgres. So depending on your data source, you can click and then you have to pass the connection string. Okay, like this Azure, online services. Okay, so in our case, we are going to connect with the CSV file. So let me click on File and then text CSV. So let me show you data first. Which we are going to use as a part of this training. Okay, so we have actually this data is related to supermarket sales. Like if you most of you guys like buy online any product, you know, so you purchase products. So this type of data generated, like behind the scene order ID is generated. Even you guys like purchase offline also. Then also like when you have purchased and this is the ship date, like if you do online, so when you have ordered and when it is shipped, and what was the ship mode, and customer ID, customer name, consumer, country, from which country you have purchased, from which segment it belongs, what is customer name, city, state, postal codes, and product ID, which product ID, and that product ID belongs to which category and which subcategory, product name, and sales, how many quantity individual have purchased, discount, profit. Okay, so these type of data. And when I talk about supermarket like DMart, Walmart, so they have millions of customers. So day to day act basis, there are millions of data generated. So for that they have to analyze, uh, they have to analyze on different level. Let's see, top five customer, top five product, or quarterly sales, yearly sales. There are multiple measures, KPIs, region by sales. Pretty difficult to find on Excel. So that's the reason we use a tool like Power BI. So now let me import this. So generally when you import the data, you did not get this type of data directly. You need to do some formatting. Actually, after importing the data, you need to do data cleaning and transformation. Okay. So what what was what would be the issue? Let's say you are receiving null values for some columns, and let's say you are receiving blank values. You have some header on initially 3-4 rows, so that is not required. So you have to remove header part, remove footer part. You need to basically do some custom calculation. Let's say you have sales and cost, and depending on that you need to find the profit. You may need to pivot the data. You may need to merge the files. So there are the different transformation and data cleaning options. So it's not like that you get the data and you just start creating reporting. So first thing is you have to clean your data and transform your data before creating report. So for that I have taken few examples. So I'm not going to load this file. I'm going to I'm going to load this file. So I intentionally take some bad records. If you see this header sales data, so in between you are seeing blank values. So I'll show you how we can do data cleaning and transformation. How we can see. for the how we can go for the different options. Okay, let me close this. So I'm importing this sample superstore one. Okay. So if you see, there are three options: load, transform data, and cancel. So load means it will directly load and you will able to see the data right here. Transform, if I click on transform data, then it will open another power query component, which we have learned in the previous session. There are different components in Power BI, so it will open another power query uh, component in which we will work, and after that we can save and will again come here. Or we have direct option to load data first, and after that we can transform from here. So let me first load it, and then we will transform from Power BI desktop itself. I'll show you. Okay, so if you see, this data is loaded and you are able to see this data set. Similarly, if you have multiple data set, you can connect and then you can load, and you will able to see here only all the data sets. Like this is the one, you may see like 2 3 4, or like how much you will basically import, you will able to see all the data set here. Now if you need to see the data, like what data, like what type of data you are getting, so this is the report view, this is the data view. You can click here and you can see the type of basically data which you are getting. See, so if you have multiple data set, you can just click on the different data set, then you will see the different data depending on the different data set. You can click and see the data. So first is report tab. Second, if you want to see data. Third is modeling tab. If you have multiple tables, then you can make relationship. Let's go into the report view. Now let me show you transform data. Okay, just to confirm, are you all able to hear me? And is there a lot of differences? MySQL and MySQL and is okay. You are able to see. No, all both are databases. Syntax is different. Purpose of both are same. Okay. So I'll click here on transform data. Click on home, click on transform data. So if you see this, another Power BI component has opened. If I do any changes here, then I need to do close and apply, and after that all the saves will be all the changes will be saved here, and you will able to see the what like latest part, whatever transformation or data cleaning I have done. So I just need to save. Okay, now we have imported the data. If you see, data set name is sample superstore 1. In the left side you are seeing the data set name. In the right side you are seeing this name property. If you want to change the data set name, let's say you want to change it to superstore, so you can simply remove it, and data set store data set name has changed. So similarly, whatever you want, you can do, you can make changes in multiple times. So that's not necessary. Just you like you will do only one time. You just need to click here and you can change as per the business requirement. Okay, now this is your data, and if you see here applied steps, so whatever you will do here, like whatever steps applied you will on your data, that steps will be added here. You are seeing two steps, source and change type initially, because I have loaded this data. and after that it has changed the type what actually it has changed the data type. So let me first explain you a little bit about the data type. So data type is nothing, it is the way of your storing different types of data. So let's say you have name, let's say Aditya. This data will store in the text data type. So you have to basically tell the Power BI, this is your data type. Let's say you have numeric value, you have sales. So this is your whole number. Let's say you have decimal values. This is decimal number. You have different type of data type depending on the data. You can basically change the data type. From where you will change, I will show you. And let's say date. This would be your date type. And if you include time in this, this this would be your date time data type. See, text, whole number, decimal number, date, and there are some data type as well like percentage, binary, but generally we like get these type of data, but we can change other data type as well from Power BI transformation. So let me show you. Yeah. So Power BI basically it by default try to fetch the exact data type. Like if it is textual value, so it will automatically fetch the text. But in some cases, if it is not able to find, you have option to change. Okay. Now from where you can change, you can see here transform and see this data type. So if I click on this one, see it is text. It is showing ABC. It is text, and if I click here, you can change from here. Okay. So ABC means this is already text data type. Okay. Now let's do some data cleaning. So if you see these four top rows, I don't want these rows because it is blank. So what I can do, I can go on form, and if you see this option remove rows, so I can click here and remove top rows. So I can select, like I can see four rows, initial four rows are not required. So I can select here four. So see, as soon as you did this step will get applied here. Okay. So actually behind the scene this M code is generated. We call this as an M code. Okay. So you don't need to learn this initially, but over a period of time you will learn by automatically. You just need to see what's happening here, and then accordingly you can play with this. Let's say table dot script change type 4. So 4 means I have removed 4 rows. Let's say if I remove 4 and will do 3 here, then see only 3 rows is removed and first blank row I am able to see. I can do 4 again. So like this you can play with this M code. And as I mentioned, whatever you do, uh, all the steps applied here. If you want to remove your step, you can just click on this cross part. So it will remove and you will see the previous step. So again, let me remove this, remove top rows. So it's not mandatory. You can remove maybe like it's depending on your scenario. It may be 4, it may be 10, it may be 5, it may be 1. So whatever number you can put here. So let me put 4 in this case. Okay. Now, if you see guys, there are blank values as well. This is also not required. So again, what I'll do, I'll click here, remove rows and remove blank rows. So see, now there are only 3 steps. If I click, then one more step will be added. See, remove blank rows and all blank rows are vanished from here. So likewise, you can make use of this, and you have different option. Let's say you have some type of data where when alternate rows are blank, so you can use this remove alternate rows depending on the things. Let's say you have duplicate data, so you can click on this one, remove duplicate data. Let's say you have footer as well that you don't want to show, so you remove bottom rows and you can basically type the depending on the. Okay, if you want to see the count of rows, so you can click here on transform and you can click on this one count rows. So you will be able to see 9995. So whatever count you will see. So how I did it? I go here on transform and count rows. Okay. After that, after remove, we have this. If you see this column 1, column 2, column 3, so these are not my column name. Actually, sometimes what happened, Power BI did not understand like your data starting is first row or not. So you need to tell Power BI use first row as header. This is the option. You can click here. See, now I have got the exact column name. Row ID, order date, ship date, ship mode. Okay, and again step is created here, promoted headers. Okay, and now if you want to change the data type, so let's say I have this sales. Let's say I don't want to see the decimal. 1.2 means it is taking decimal data type. 1 to 3 means it is taking whole number data type. Okay, so again I have two options. I will click here on sales and then I'll click here on transform, and this is taking decimal. I can change it to from here whole number. So see, now it is showing 1 to 3 means it is converted into whole number, and we are not seeing anymore the decimal values. Okay, similarly if you want to back, then you can. So it is text now, so you can change from here decimal. So whatever you want as per the reporting requirement, you need to click on that specific column. Make sure you have clicked on that specific column, and then you can change from here. And you have one more option. You can right click here and you can see this change type, and you can select from here as well. Okay, similarly you have also option to change the column name. So let's say I have this order ID and I want to change it to order. So I can double click on it, and after that I can remove this ID order. So see this M code as well. First the name was order ID. After that I have changed to order. Let's say you want to change something else, order details. You can do here as well. See, now you can remove. Like this way you can play with the M code as well. Okay. And now let's say if when you work on the reporting or data warehouse project, then there are multiple columns in your data set. For some reason you have to go on some column, so you can go from here, choose column. You can, sorry, you can go from here, go to column. Let's say I'm looking for category column, so I don't need to drag this. I can just click here on category and see. Similarly, if I need to go on another column, I'll click here on go to column, and you know I don't need to drag. I just click here so that I'll directly reach on that specific column. Okay. And the another option is you can when load the data, so you have all the columns, but it is not best practice to load the unnecessary columns as well. So when you create the data set, or when you load the data set, after that you have option to unselect those columns who that column those columns are not required. So let's say I'm selecting only two columns here. Let's say ship mode and ship date and ship mode. So see, I'll able to see only two columns. So depending on the requirement, you can see. So here you can see table dot select column, rename column, ship dot ship mode. So it is showing only two columns. And let's say I want to add third one. I can click format and double quotes sales, okay, and then enter. See, I'm able to see another one. So here I'm changing my import comma. Let's say I'm looking another. Well, profit. Likewise, whatever column required here, you can basically select only those columns. Okay. I hope everyone will able to hear me. Okay. Now let me remove this and again go here, choose column. So let's say I want to remove only two or three columns. That also I can do. I can unselect. Similarly, I am not looking. Let's say region and state. So now I don't have that region and state column. So you can select whatever you want. You can you have option to select here, like whatever column you want. You can select similarly from here. Okay. So we have already seen this choose column and go to column. Remove column. Okay. Now let's talk about remove column. Suppose I'm looking for removing specific columns for some reason. Let's say I don't want this quantity column. So I'll click on quantity and I'll click here on remove column. See, quantity is removed. Let's say I'm not looking for quantity and discount, so I'll click on quantity and control press and click the discount as well. After doing control press and remove column. So see, these 2 will remove quantity and discount. Now table dot remove columns, I want to remove quantity and discount. Now I can understand some import here, and if I want to remove another column, so I can click, I can put comma and I can put sales here. So see, sales will also be removed. Whatever column now you want to remove, you can just put comma. So it is just opposite of this one. Here we are choosing, here we are removing. Okay. Okay. Now there is another option here, remove specific column. There are two options, remove specific column which you select, or remove other column. So let's say if you select this row ID column and you want to remove other column, so you can click remove other column, so that you will only able to see this row ID column. So you have both options, whether you want to remove the selected column, or whether you want to remove the other column which is not selected. So depending on the requirement, you can do from here. Okay. Now if you can see guys, here I have this data store. For some reason, let's say I want a similar data set. So what I can do, I can right click here and I can basically click here on duplicate. So see, another data set, similar data set has created. Okay. And let's say I want to give name superstore 1, whatever. Name has also changed. Okay. Now let's say if I go for choose column, and let's say I'm selecting customer name, mm, sales, ship mode. So see, I can select. If you see, you are not seeing any changes here, because I haven't that step in the upper data set. I have you know applied in the in this data set. So it's then not mandatory. You can create only one duplicate copy. You can create multiple duplicate copy. Now, if you want to do it for this, then you will see multiple columns. But if you want to do it for this, then you will see only 3 columns. So you can click and duplicate. Okay. So it's also possible. You can create a data set from the existing data set. After that, you can make changes, and after that, again next data set you can create from your updated one. So likewise, you can create multiple duplicate data set and change the name from here. And for deleting, you will click right, you basically right click on it and delete. Okay. Similarly, you have option to basically create duplicate column. So let's say I want to create duplicate column, so I'll click here and right click here and duplicate column. So whatever options I show here, you get options here as well, like remove column, remove other columns, remove duplicates, change type. Okay. So now I have created this column as well. Okay. If you want to move your column, let's say you want to move it to left, you will select move and left. See, it came here on left. You also have option here of move. You can basically click here. Where do you want to move? Let's say you have some column in the end of the row, this one profit. Now you want to move it to the beginning, so you can select here move to beginning. See, and you have in between column, and you want to move to left, so you can, or right, so you can select move to right, move to right, like this. Okay, and again, let's say I want to move this column to end, so I can click here, move to end. So these options you can do. Let me again. So for uh, creating duplicate data set, you will right click and click on duplicate. And for creating duplicate column, you have both options. You can click here and click on duplicate column, and you also have option here as well, creating duplicate column. Okay, let me find out where is that option. Yeah, see, add column, duplicate column. So let's say I want to again make it duplicate, so I'll click on that specific column and then duplicate. See, after that I can change the name while double clicking it or renaming it. Let's say customer. Whatever I want, I can. Okay, it is already exists. That's why it is. Okay, let me remove this. Okay, let me move this column left to show you another example, another thing. Okay. So let's say I want to split column based on the space. So if you see, I have this name, and in between I have space. So I'll click here by delimiter, and I want to do it by space. So see, another column has created, and based on the stop space, it has basically created another column. So let's say you have first name, last name, and you want to create a separate column. So you can click on split column by delimiter, okay, and space comma whatever you want. So you can explore other options as well. So we have used space, and you have different options for colon, comma, equal sign. So you can do by yourself. So I'm just telling the like what specific transformation is doing. Now you will also explore other things because it is difficult to tell each and everything. Okay, now in split column we have option to you know you can split by number of characters. So I'll click here. Let's say I want to split after 5 or 6, let's say. So I can type here C. So it has split it. So you have different option. Split by position. So you can click on by position, and you can give position, start the position. Again, let's say I want to split it to 6. So see, it got splitted. So likewise, you can explore all the split options like by lowercase to uppercase, by uppercase to lowercase. Okay. Okay. This is one more option. So we have initially see to basically remove the data, remove the top rows, bottom rows. But if we want to keep top 10 rows or keep bottom rows, so we'll click here, keep 10 rows. So it will show me the top 10 rows, whatever number it is showing. See 10 here, you can change here. You want, let's see, 5, you can click, you can put 5 here, and you'll be able to see 5. Similarly, if you want 15, you can put 15. Okay, so you have option keep top, keep bottom, and keep range of rows. Range of rows ka actually what exactly is range of rows? Let me show you. Let's say, let me show you with the example. So it is asking what would be your first row. Let's say I mentioned third would be my first row. So I'll put thread, and after thread how many rows, number of rows you want to see. So let's say if I mention 5, so I'll able to see 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 till 7. I'm seeing here, I'm looking from 3, and after that I want 5 rows. So see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, if you click here, if you want to change here, so if you see this setting option here in the corner, if you want to any changes in any code, so you can click here, and let's say I'm looking 10 rows or 8 rows, so I can put 8 here. So see, 3 to 10. You can select keep range of weight. If you have duplicate data in your data set, and if you want to show duplicate data, so you can click here on keep duplicate, so you'll able to see duplicate data. Okay, so we have seen this choose column, remove column, keep rows, remove rows, and split column. Okay, okay, now there's one more format column. So let's say if you want to format lowercase, so all will change it to lowercase. If you want it to uppercase, so you can do it on uppercase. And if you want first letter should be capital, and after that all other letters would be small, you can click here, see, capital and others are small. Okay, trim. Okay, trim is very important. Actually, what happens when you know do some shopping, or front when front end guys store your data, so there might be chance they can basically you know left some space. Let's say they are storing my name, Aditya, and they have left this space here. So in name and in other column also they can left space in the left or in the right. So to remove or to manage this, basically we use trim. So if I if I click on this column, and if I trim that column, then this space will automatically remove. So this is important. Okay. Now we have add prefix or suffix. So suppose you have some name and you want to add Mr. or something in starting, so you can do that as well. Okay, so there is one more function, that is replace value. So let's say you have this second class. Let's say I want to replace second from first, so I can click here replace value, and I can select value to find second and replace with first. So similarly, if you want to replace anything like any number or something, so you can do like this way only. You can just click on replace value, and or you can go here if you want to change anything. Like instead of first, you want to replace with third. You can do that. Okay, guys. So this is all about today's transformations. Uh, we'll learn some more transformation in the next class, because I have another class at 9. I hope you guys will understand multiple things in today's session. I'll share the recording. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. You all are unmute. Sorry. Today don't have time for asking question. But maybe if you have any question, you can message me personally or you can mail me. Okay.
When can I connect you? Actually, I want to speak with you. So when can
Sorry.
I want to connect with you. So when can I connect you? What's the time I can connect you? You are busy, right? So I need some.
Actually, we'll discuss this offline. You can message me. I'll reply on that.
Oh,
Okay.
sure, sure. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, Vicky. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, guys. I have another class.
Thanks.